guys, Lori here. I'm back today to do my BookCon book haul. I just want to preface this by saying that I have been going to BookCon for the past 4 years. So I kind of know the ins and outs of this convention. I mostly got these books just by luck or chance, and I know that that does not happen to everybody, but I want to show you guys what I got so you guys could see what I got, maybe how I got it, if I can remember, and just kind of share what I have. These are going to be the books that I'm going to be reviewing on my channel for the next year, and I like doing hauls. If this upsets you or annoys you, then maybe don't watch. But I did have a lot of fun acquiring these books. I had so much fun at BookCon and Book Expo. I know that there's been a lot of hate on the various sites, but I always go into these conventions with a super open mind, and I know that I may not come out with anything, and that's totally okay with me. And I've said that on my tips and tricks video, but these are the books that I've got, and I hope that you guys like seeing my haul. So majority of these are from BookCon. There are some of the adult ones that I did get from Book Expo that they were just drying because they got a little bit wet. But yeah, let's get into it. The first book that I wound up picking up, and these are in no particular order, just what's on Prom, is Prom by Sandra Mitchell. And this is a Penguin book. It comes out in September, and it is a novelization of the musical Prom, which is so exciting. I'm actually going to see it like this month with a friend of mine. And I really was excited to get this. There's a funny story about this book. There was a little boy waiting on the back who missed the line cut off. And I almost did not take this book home with me because it really mattered to me that he had it. But when I saw that he had a copy, I willingly took it for myself. But I'm really excited to read this. It's a super short read. And I might try to read it before I go see the play just to have like a concept in my head. But yeah, and they had like a dance party. It was just super, super fun. But yeah, hopefully I'll get to read this before I go see the musical. The next read that I wanted picking up, I was so excited for, and I actually had 2 copies of this because I wanted to get one for one of the girls that I currently work with. She loves Casey West, but I wound up getting an arc of Maybe This Time by Casey West. This book comes out July 9th, and it's set over the course of a year, and it follows a girl that works as an event planner. There's a super cute romance. I love books that take place over like a different timetable than 3 weeks or a summer. I think that it adds a lot to a novel, so hopefully I like this, and this comes out July 9th. And this is from Scholastic. The reason I got a lot of books I got from Scholastic was because for the 2 days of the convention, they just put out every arc that they had on their table, and you could take as many as you wanted. So that was how I got a lot of Scholastic books. And I know that the first day they had a lot more than the second day, but I did get a lot from them, and that was one of the reasons. Also, Simon & Schuster Riveted had their lollipop wall again, which I love. Basically, it's a big roll full of lollipops, and on the back of the lollipop, there's a color. Some colors are empty, but every color corresponds to a book. So I wound up doing one on Saturday and one on Sunday, and I got Winterwood by Shara Ensha. This comes out in November. This is the companion novel to it's a companion novel to I can't remember the name of it, and I honestly can't. Maybe it will tell me in this back. It's the companion novel to Wicked Deep, and I did ask her, and she says that you don't have to read Wicked Deep, but if you do, you'll get like the overview. This cover is so pretty as well. So when I saw this and I got it, I was actually extremely happy. Also from Simon Schuster, I wanted to pick a copy of The Lady Rogue by Jen Bennett. And this is her first non-contemporary novel. So these are 2 that I was super excited about that I wound up getting from Simon & Schuster. Sorry, cover's not right. But yeah, that was really easy line. It was just kind of a game of luck, and I'm never good at game of luck. But I did wind up getting these, and I'm super excited. And Lady Rogue comes out in September, and Winterwood comes out in November. I just have to locate my copy of Wicked Deep. I am someone that likes to read books in publication order, and that's normally how I read books. But yeah, so that's what I got from Simon & Schuster, and that's how I got it. Also, I wound up picking a copy of There Will Come a Darkness by Kathy Rose Poole. And this was a fierce read pick, and what they did was, and I actually love this. This was actually great, and I'll talk about this a little bit in my wrap-up when I do my vlog. They just had a table out front in the Crystal Palace which I thought was great. And then you went in there early before the show floor opened, and you got your tickets. And the first day I got a ticket for There Will Come a Darkness, and then their Fierce Reads picks that they pick books for you. And this is the book that I really wanted. But you weren't guaranteed it because they did like a tarot card reading. Whatever card you picked, you got a book. And I got this book. I was so excited. That means I didn't have to try for it the second day. And it's The Age of Darkness Approaches. 5 lives stand in its way. Who will stop it or unleash it? And this comes out in September. And this book is massive. So I really hope that I like it and that I get to read it before September. Also, Penguin Teen was doing, if you were subscribed to their newsletter and you can prove it, that you got an arc. So I got We Speak in Storms by Natalie Ludd, and this comes out in September, and it's a contemporary novel set after a tornado tore through a drive-in movie theater. And it's dealing with the after effects of that, and you follow like 5 kids. It deals with friendship, acceptance, and learning to let go. Yeah, and I really love books about friendship, and hopefully that I love this one as well. And that was actually kind of a fun idea. Like, if you can prove you're a member or something, you kind of get extra books. So I really like that idea. This is the book that I almost got trampled for, but I did get it signed. And it's American Royals by Catherine McGee. She's also the author of the Thousand Floor series. I really am excited to read this book. That's why I really wanted it. That drop was probably the most chaotic drop of the convention, but I just got lucky and I got a ticket. So I'm really excited to read this. It comes out in September, and it's the power, the drama, the intrigue. What if America had a royal family? And I really hope that I like it. I'm obsessed with the royals, the English royals. So I'm curious to see what this book is, and it does come out in September. Also another Scholastic pick is from Point is Fake by Donna Cooper. Online you could be anyone. And I think it's about a girl that kind of makes up a fake personality online, and it kind of gets her into a little bit of trouble. But this is one that I picked up, and it's really short too. It's not even 300 pages, so I can probably fly through this over the summer really, really fast. But I like books that deal with contemporary topics in an interesting way, and this just kind of gravitated to me. So when I saw it, I grabbed it. Also, I did wind up doing the I Read YA room on Saturday, and I did get to meet Azia Azed, and I did wind up picking up A Candle in the Flame. This book is actually already out, but we did get an arc of it, and she signed it to me. And I don't know, A Girl with a Fire of a Dim, A City Scarred by Violence. And I've heard a lot of good things about this book, so hopefully I enjoy it. This cover is so pretty, which is exciting. And also another Scholastic pick is I Love You So Mochi. And this is a girl who is sent to live with her grandparents in Japan after an incident, and it's kind of a cute romance. And this comes out May 28th, 2019. It's actually already out, but that is okay. I love reading books, so hopefully, and this is the perfect book to read during the summer. And I love traveling. I don't get to travel as much as I wanted to, but this will maybe satisfy some of that curiosity. I also wound up meeting Katie McGarry this year, and I wound up going to her signing, and the person she was signing with was Charlotte Nicole Davis, that wrote The Good Luck Girls. And this is about a girl that, it was a fantasy adventure debut. But it's about a girl that winds up accidentally committing a murder, and there's some things that happen. I'm really curious to see how it's a fantasy novel, but I'll definitely let you guys know. And this book comes out in October. But I was lucky to get this because I went to the Katie McGarry signing, so. And also I was really happy to get this at Buckon because I couldn't find it at BEA. But it's Sabrina Season of the Witch, a prequel novel by Sarah Reese Brennan. So I might actually wind up reading this and then watching the TV show because I am a little bit confused. So maybe this will be a nice precursor, but this cover is so pretty. They also did have a Riverdale one that I missed, but I don't watch Riverdale, so I was less worried about that. I also wind up picking up a copy of Technically You Started It by Lana Wood Johnson. And this is a book told tidily in text messages. And I normally get through these books really, really fast, normally. But it's basically there's two guys named Martin and Nathan Monroe. And it's just started like that. So it sounds really interesting. And it comes out June 25th, 2019. Also, in my VIP bag, they actually diversified the amount of like the picks of books you guys got, so they weren't all adult, which they have been for the last couple of years, which I was super excited about. And I wound up getting a copy of Swipe Right for Murder. Hitchcock meet Adam Silvera and David Arnold in this whirlwind mistaken identity caper that has Aiden on the run from everything, including his own disturbing past, razor sharp humor, devastating emotional stakes, and a thrilling storyline with an explosive conclusion makes Swipe Right for Murder the most compelling YA read of 2019. And it says, a hookup turned deadly, hunted by the FBI, targeted by a murderous cult, accused of a cyber terrorism, increasingly irritated text from friends, eye contact with a good-looking guy on the train. Adam Jansen has a lot to deal with, and he's not quite sure which comes first. So that sounds really interesting, and this comes out in August 6th, actually. Also, another one of our VIP perks is you get a couple of books signed by authors, and there's private signings up there. And I got A Danger to Herself and Others by Alison Shemnell. And this is about a girl that's basically institutionalized, and she doesn't think she's meant to be there, and it kind of follows that. And I've actually heard really good things about this book from my friends, so hopefully I enjoy it as well. Also, part of the I Read YA room was Call Down the Hawk. This was only a sampler, but Maggie Stivato was there. She was signing. I still haven't finished the Raven Boy series, but I do like Rowan, so maybe this will motivate me to finish the Raven Boy series. I don't know, but I did get this signed. And also they did the Penguin Teen pick for the convention, and it was Fireborn. I actually already have a copy of this from BEA, but my copy got a little bit wet, so I was happy to get like another copy. And yeah, so this is a dragon themed fantasy novel. I know everyone was really excited about it, as was I, and it deals with siblings that are in a dragon-fueled society, which I normally really like, and this comes out in October. These books are gonna fall in like 5 moments. And also, Epic Reads had a really rough day on Saturday doing their drops, but I wound up going on Saturday to get another book, and I wound up getting A Treasons of Thorns by Laura A. Weymouth. This is the author that wrote A Light Between Worlds, which I loved, and I'm really excited to read this one. But it's basically Violet Sterling has been spent the last 7 years in exile, longing to return to the Blower House, one of the 6 great houses of England. Belgian magic kept both the countess and Violet unhappy. This is until her father's treason destroyed everything. Now she's been given a chance to return home, but Berger isn't what she remembered. Bill's very soul is crying out in pain as his tormented magic ravens the country. Thee must decide how far she's willing to go to save her house before her house destroys everything she's ever known. This book comes out in September, and that sounds so cool. I really loved her first book, Light Between Worlds, and hopeful that this book will have the same feelings. I also wound up doing a signing for 2 books by Inkyard Press, which was Harlequin, and it's Crown of Coral and Pearl by Maria Rutherford, and this comes out in August. And yeah, I know it's a fantasy novel. For generations, the Queen of Heaven had married the most beautiful maidens from oceans of Valinor, but though every girl longs to be chosen as the next princess, the cost of becoming royalty is higher than any of them could ever have imagined. That cover is so pretty. I saw this a lot on BookTube and on various promotional sites. So when I saw that I had a chance to get it, I wound up sitting down and I got it. And I'm really excited. This cover is so pretty as well. This comes out in August. And I also wound up getting a copy of Rebel Girls by Elizabeth. I knew this was going to fall. By Elizabeth Keenan. This is about a girl named Athena Graves. She goes to a Catholic high school, and when a rumor is spread that her sister has an abortion, it kind of sets her life on a track. And I think it's really interesting when it says a malicious rumor starts spreading that a rumor that her probably pretty pro-life sister had an abortion over the summer. A rumor that has the power to not only hurt Ellen, but possibly get her expelled. Despite their wildly contrasting views Athena, Helen, and their friends must find a way to convince the student body and the administration that it doesn't matter what Helen did or didn't do, even if its riot girl demands protest results in the expulsion of their entire rebel girl gang. That sounds really interesting, and I love books that deal with controversial topics because I think that the youth in this country need books like this, so I really hope that I like it, and this comes out in September. Also, I wound up picking up a copy of Red Skies Falling by Alex London from buying a book at Fierce. This was the last one that they had, so I was really excited that I got a copy of it. I just have to locate my copy of Black Wings Beating so I can read this, but I do have it. I just have to find it in my shed. But yeah, this was a pre-order. This was a surprise because I didn't think there was going to be any left when I got there, but shockingly there was. Also from the I Read YA room was Stepsister from Jennifer Donnelly, and this is a thing about the stepsister in Cinderella. And I love books like that. Like, I always crave them. So hopefully I like this book as well. And this is actually already out. It came out May 28th. This is a book that I was so excited to see in my VIP bag because I literally tried to get this book like 9 different times. But it's called Queen of the Concord. Signori Rose is the only surviving daughter of a noble lineage on the island of Harlequin. When she was a child, her family was murdered by the island's colonists. Now, when the child is king of the island needs a successor, sees a chance at vengeance. With all the magic and cunning, she prepares for the fight for the throne. And this comes out in November. This book, I'm 90% sure, came from BEA, but it's The Dearly Beloved. And this is just an adult novel. And it comes out in August 13th. The Lifestyles of Gods and Monsters comes out in October. And this is by Emily Robertson. And I know it's about like a mythology themed book that deals with a reality TV show. So I normally like these books and I hope that I like it as well. The last book I think that I got from the I Read Why It was rated by Melissa Gray. Societies thrive on order, and the rating system is the ultimate symbol of organizing social monopoly. The higher it soars, the more valued you are. The lower it plummets. The harder you must work for yourself. For the students at the prestigious Maplethorne Academy, every single thing they do is reflected in their ratings, updated constantly and available to all to see. But when a back to vandal sullies the front doors of the school, it sets off a chain reaction that will shake the lives of 6 special students. Beck, Noah, Tasman, Hannah, Chase, Javi don't have much in common at first glance, but soon each of them were forced to face the unfair reality of ratings and decide whether they're willing to fight for a better future. Sounds really interesting, and I'm loving books that tackle topics like that because sadly, I think it's becoming a reality in this world. And I also ended up getting a copy of Tell Me Everything by Sarah N.A. This is a hardback copy that I got from Scholastic. Your secret's safe until it's out. And I think this is about a girl that like all their secrets are revealed to their town and community, and it has some bad after effects. My friend asked for a copy of this. I actually got her a copy of Technically You Started It. This is a book that's written in like verse. Okay. And that's what I wound up getting was a novelization of The Babysitter's Club, Chrissys Big Day. This is written by Gail Gallagher. I know that they did like 333, so there's going to have a couple authors writing the graphic novels, and this was a finished copy, but I wound up waiting online to get it. I've been reading graphic novels a lot, so hopefully I like this one as well. These packs are all going to fall. Yep. Buy books. Yes. I also want to pick up a copy of Lexi Majigel and the Teleportation Source Tournament from Hachette, I think. And this comes out in October. It's really, really short, though, so I will probably read through it quickly. I love middle grade. I don't care how old you are. You can read middle grade at any point. I also wound up picking up a copy of Misfits by Jen Calmoni, and I actually have a copy of this, but she was there signing, and I might just make this a prize next year for the kids at the school. But this is the sequel series to the Flunk series, and yeah, I really like these books, so hopefully I enjoy the series once I actually catch up. These are the last couple of young adult books that I picked up. I got another copy of Hope, Project Middle School by Alyssa Milano. I got a copy of Midnight Witch, which comes out in November, and this is a graphic novel. It's from the author of The Hidden Witch. And I don't really know anything about it, but I know it has to do with witchcraft, and I really, really like witchcraft. I also picked up a copy of Nova Schwell Crumbled by Lissa Hardrick, and this is a book that is kind of a mix between Sisters Grimm meets Shrek. I don't even know where this came from. I think it came from Yellow Jacket, and it comes out in August. And another one that deals with some harder topics is On Thin Ice by Michael Northrup, and this comes out in July. It's about a boy that has like a lot of like mental, I think, like issues, and he's just trying to survive, and this is about him. So those are all the young adult books or middle grade books that I got from BookCon, and now I'm going to show you guys the adult books that I got. Another one of the signings that I did at BookCon was from Meg Cabot, No Judgments. I don't really read a lot of adult books, but this is assigned to me, so I might wind up keeping it or giving it to a friend that likes romance a little bit more than I do. These last couple, I think, are mostly from BEA, but they got a little bit wet. So, this is The Last Equation by Stuart Gibbs. And this is from the best-selling author of Spy School. And it's just about a group of people that are trying to solve an equation. I also got 2 copies of that 10,000 Doors of January. One got a little bit wet. This comes out in September. And I know that it's about a book that kind of changes them. But I got 2 copies of this. One's a little bit wet, so I don't know what I'm going to do with the wet one. I also wound up getting The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. This is the one that I might read because it has a dog in it. And I love contemporaries that have dogs in it. So I might actually wind up reading this. And this comes out in... I don't know when this one comes out. Oh, no, this is already out, I think. But they were giving it out at BEA. I wound up picking up a copy. Or BookCon, sorry. And here is the last couple of books that I got. One is Bayesian Payback, which is a thriller. This comes out in July. And The Man Who Saw Everything, which comes out from Bloomsbury. And this comes out in... I don't know if it's going to tell me. October. I have no idea what this is about, but that's okay. So, those are all the books that I wound up getting from BookCon that I did not buy. I did buy some books, and I bought some cute shirts, so I'm going to show you that in a bit. Oh, and there's one other book I wanted to show you guys. I did get this book from BEA, but I was in the middle of reading it, and I just finished it. But I also did get Race for the Sun by Rebecca Roanhouse. It was signed to me. This was an indie, or I think it was a Navajo girl discovers she's a monster slayer. And it just was really interesting and really compelling. I'll definitely talk about it in my wrap-up. But yeah, this book was really, really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. So those are all the books that I wanted picking up from BookCon and BEA in the past 2 videos. And I will be doing a haul of like the stuff that I bought. So keep a nose out for that, and I'll talk to you guys later for another video. Bye.